Right, we're finally back, guys. Round number whatever, because we're not going rounds. Right,
We're fixed. We're fixed. Oh, he's giving them the thumbs up. Hopefully, we believe this has been going in the background solid for about 15 minutes now, so we're hoping this holds. So just to give us another test, thank you very much, Duffman, with his Firewater Twins.
Yeah, Duffman has joined us here tonight against Paul McAvoy's Earth Lightning this time.
And Paul's done a change of decks. He wants to try out something else, show a bit more off. And we got Sarah. Pretty sure that was the lyrics to a Kaiser Chiefs song. Nope, that's Ruby. Never mind.
Oh, started early. These little these little jokes and memes of yours.
So we get Sarah, we get Edgar.
Yeah, I love that Edgar is searchable.
I'm not sure if it annoys me that it's not a Cat 6 or not.
I mean, yeah, is that just because Cat 6 doesn't play many 2-drops?
Yeah, I think that's why it doesn't annoy me. 'Cause normally I'd be like, wait, I want to play Cat 6 stuff for free.
Yeah, the thing is, a lot of the Cat 6 backups are 2-drops, though. Is it not a thing? I suppose no, because you need the Edgar for the revival.
Do you know which one I would have loved to have been a Cat 6 card? Is the new Terror. I think searching summons in a deck...
starter one?
No, the WOF one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think potentially searching summons in a deck that runs very few, but you want to grab them, is pretty decent. I could be wrong, but there we go. In the meantime, Rydia Simu.
Simu Himu.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. And we haven't even been drinking yet, guys. God help us tomorrow.
No, we're on the cooks tonight. We're being responsible.
Yeah. I'm driving, though, in my defence. So,
Do you know what? I got a bus on the way. I got the bus in, and I was watching the old Transformer movies with Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, yeah.
Childhood movies.
Yeah.
Got to enjoy it. It was on the third one, and the bus pulled up at the station, and I got off the bus, but I forgot to change the movie back over to the podcast. I think it was about 5 minutes down the road that I realised I'd been listening to Michael Bay for 5 minutes solid.
So, explosions.
Yep. Explosions and raging limericks from Optimus Prime.
Yeah. So, anyway, Edgar.
We went off on a bit of a tangent there.
Who's this we? Don't drag me down with you. I just agreed with you. Anyway.
So, Furion has come down. Important thing to note with Furion, it is not haste and it doesn't draw a card.
Doesn't matter, though, because it's still real tough to deal with.
Does Vincent kills it, yeah. Vincent, 5k, headshot.
Boom, headshot.
To the face.
Yeah.
And an Irvine on the follow-up. Get them out of here. Get them out of here.
I don't hate this, and he hits the Mog as well, which is real nice.
This Mog has crept up out of nowhere to suddenly be a must-play in every Warrior deck.
And as we said in our stream on Thursday, it's a Warrior, so you get to play it for free a lot of the time.
Speaking of playing things for free, here's the man himself. I reckon this card's going to be big this weekend. This guy is going to show up.
Yeah, big bad Tyvus himself.
Man is an absolute house, and he pays the mortgage.
He also carries said house on his back because he's just that massive.
He's just dumped a ward on, and the ward has shot the Irvine in the face.
I love it. Again, we were saying this earlier. I know it was a bit sort of intermittent on the stream, but you obviously really came around to ward, obviously, from our pre-release talks. So,
do you know what? And I think this is probably something that I should have actually done. Is I didn't give it the time of day. I didn't actually look at it until a couple of the locals put me onto it and said, "No, wait, this card's good." And then I read the rest of the stuff, and I was like, "Oh, this card's insane."
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you were after all the full arts.
And I got him. Got him.
You took one of mine, that's for sure.
Thank you to everyone that contributes to the Bible of Fire.
Yeah, I'm still on my trying to get my Earth stuff from this set. So anyone coming over the weekend, I am after full art Ingus's. So.
Hook a brother up.
Yeah, I do have a full art Ultimecia for trade, which is also quite nice.
Ooh, that is some good bait.
I've had some interest, but clearly I need to get some actual value from it.
It's going to be a great weekend to get some trades in.
Yeah.
So, we got the Alisei, and the Alisei is doing Alisei things.
Yeah, no, do we have any? I can see a Grahat here in the break there.
I think that's why he's left the 1 CP up, because he discards 2 for the Alisei, plays the Grahat, and can tap for potentially an Ishtola, which would kill the Tyvus.
Is that also potentially an Alpha Node in there?
There is an Alpha Node in there, good spot.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that might be his choice. I mean, you can go super wide, yes, if you obviously go with the Grahat here, but the cheaper option could just be get the search.
He's taking a turn anyway and taking 2 damage. I don't mind this. That turn would have been nice. That would have been nice. That's pretty nice.
Never punished, as our stream always says. And me, mainly.
Get that Y'shtola out of the deck. The thing to note is to deal with this Tyvus, he will need 3 Scions.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's going to be a lot more difficult, because obviously he's got the Azuki down now as well, there's Duffman, so...
It's a good thing Y'shtola lowers power.
Yeah, this is very true.
But the board wipe will not be allowed to happen. So there is a question, do you remove the Azuki or the Tyvus? I think you have to remove the Tyvus for the potential value, but the Azuki's still annoying.
I don't know, man. I think you go...
As I say that, I see a Toto.
There it is. We'll just go with a second Toto instead.
This is why you play 2, guys.
Yeah, can't be running no decks anymore with 1. I tried it with... So, obviously we have Steve D from the YYT down here. Was using his Monk Cecil deck last set, and... yeah, it had no Shantato in it. I fit in 1, and I still didn't like it with just 1. So
nah, I'm a big proponent of double Toto.
Yeah, the thing is, as I'm sure everyone knows, the moment you play just 1, you see it go damage every time. You know, so
and there is probably some math involved in the ratios and where it probably should be correct, but there is nothing more salty than seeing your only copy going into the damage zone, and I never want to feel that.
Yeah, and you just get tilted so hard by that, right? You know, you just don't ever want to be like, ah, crap, I gotta go the rest of the game knowing that I've got no way to deal with all this now. Great.
And then you gotta kind of mind game your opponent to think that you do.
Yeah.
Ooh. Anyway, Billy Bob getting a Nervine.
I don't hate this,
Hammy
but
the Billy Bob.
I really kind of commend Duffman here, because I mean, well,
he did pitch 2 for it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I don't think he had a backup up,
but knowing that he was going after the Irvine, I think was definitely the right shout there, because that could really hamper him getting back some of those twins we can see there.
Yeah, the Leonard's sitting there. Leonard aspect is always something to consider. Can play 3 or less, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly that. A lot of options. Do you know what, with the amount of things we're seeing with twins as well, really surprised we're not seeing more Phoenix used. So
there you go. There's a Meath for no value, but it's not the end of the world. Still a 2 CP backup at the end of the day. Now Paul's got a window where he can do something proactive. Playing the Louisoix is fine if he can manage to keep himself on 5 in hand. Otherwise, he will have to play it forwards, which can potentially open up Duffman's route back in.
Yeah.
I do see a Tyvus and I think a Demon in Duffman's hands.
Ooh, that's... I mean, just stripping that break zone alone, I think, could be pretty devastating here.
Well, there you go. Alice Alphino, nice and clean. What do we grab? What do you want to grab?
I mean, do you get another Y'shtola just to make sure you got it in hand?
It's not a bad shout.
Because you're playing the Alice again, potentially, so you can grab that one that's still in the break, so...
Ooh.
Shadow Lord.
Them warriors better be scared. Shadow Lord is... Actually, do you know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
The thing is that this deck does play Chaos Arc, so that card becoming a potential dark card later to make your Axe cheaper is fantastic. So.
I mean, I think there's enough different tribal decks running around that Shadow Lord could realistically kill at least 2 forwards in a consistent manner.
Yeah, because that was what we were finding when it sort of first came out. So, yes, you still had a lot of things like Avalanche running around, but it never seemed to kill enough that Titan Lord of Crags couldn't. So,
well, that was it. It was always competing with the Cragman, and now it's competing with NXD as well. Earth's board wipe supply is not short these days.
No, exactly that. I mean, we can go with Hecatoncheir, Genova Synthesis, the ever great Shantato. There are so many different ways. But I think the difference is like, obviously you can have your straight removes from games, and I think those are more impactful going forward. So,
So, Ward's come in for free. He's knocked the Alisei on the head, and that is at least 2 Aliseis in the break zone. So, barring any Kusith, I think Paul's Alisei supply is very short.
Exactly, and let's get the big Ward man up himself, if I was on the right screen.
Oh, speak of the devil, never mind, disregard everything I said. Alisei was in the hand the whole time, and it nukes the Tyvus.
Yeah, again, I kind of figured that was the case, because Paul is usually stacking Alisei as best he can.
I thought it was Minfilius you stacked in this deck.
Good God, man. Good God.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, alright. Sure you don't. Sat there giggling. Bloody giggly bits.
Ah, Coke Zero.
Yeah, sure. Coke Zero.
So, how does Duffman deal with this now? He's drawn an Arciella, which is not a bad start, but it depends on what's left in his hand. 3 fires, so he can 7k that Ishtola, unless there is... Does Ishtola tap effect buff, or is it just haste first strike?
Haste first strike.
It's definitely haste first strike. Yeah, it's just haste first strike, so no power buff, so Ishtola could die.
Yeah. All quiet on the chat front there, guys. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Drop us a hello.
Yeah, tell us where you're from. Where you're tuning in from.
Mm-hmm.
Very quiet. Usually everyone's all chatting away.
So here's the Arciella, and we're going to go to combat, reveal 3 fire, and presumably nuke the Ishtola. I mean, they're obviously discussing this out. This is what I like about a casual stream, is you are free to chat away, you know, get people in the know, discuss some ideas. You know, we're not playing for anything here. We're having a bit of fun. We want to learn. Here's the Mist Dragon in response to the Arciella ping.
Yeah.
So Ishtola ain't going anywhere.
No, exactly that. And again, Paul looks like he tapped the Ishtola on the effect of the Mist Dragon just to give the Alphino the first strike and the haste. Although the haste don't really matter. But...
Which means that ward can't be swinging in anytime soon. So Duff's going to leave it there. He's sitting on a Phoenix, a Palom, and a Demon.
Yeah.
He does have some 2-drop targets in his break zone. You got the Palom, the Porum, the Furion, and he's managed to burn a Mist Dragon, so he can be pretty confident they're sticking around.
Yeah, you got to think that if he's got that Phoenix there as well, potentially going twins in a single turn seems really viable. But we are seeing the chaos hitting the board here.
That forward's about to become a ward of the state.
Okay, I like it. Nice.
There he goes. You're not going to give him the Arciella.
No, of course not. You'd have to have sort of mental checks done if that was the case.
So let's see. Does Paul have the Arc in hand? I think there's a man in black. It might be another Mist Dragon.
If he had the Arc, he would have probably cast it to get the Arciella. Make sure you kill the ward.
Exactly. If he had the I would use it. There's an Ami. It turns too late.
Oh, that's a shame.
But he does have the twins.
Yeah, that would have been pretty devastating to.
Oh, tapping 5. Demon.
Yeah.
And we call job Scion of the 7th Dawn. Or do we just call job Chaos and rid ourselves of that pest?
Yeah, because otherwise it's going to get a break effect next turn.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you have to... So you just... he's removing the break zone to nuke the Ishtola?
We're going to...
Okay, so something happened.
So he's used Arciella there, by the looks of things, to reveal enough cards to to kill.
So I don't know if I agree with that play from Duff. I think just calling was it Job Chaos?
Yeah.
And just not dealing with the chaos, and then use the Arciella ping on the Ishtola anyway. I think that's probably how I would have approached it, but each their own.
But then again, though, we do know that Paul's break zone was stacked with a lot of Scions that he could have got back in theory. So I don't necessarily hate the way that was done, but
and the chaos has taken damage, so he can just cast the Phoenix and kill it, and play potentially a Furion. But then you're rinsing 2 more of the twins out of your hand.
Yeah.
And does he want to rely on the twins or not? So he's got Ami, Phoenix, and Palom there.
Yeah.
So he can play the Ami, he can play the Phoenix.
So revealing the 3 fire is going to deal the 7k. I mean, do you maybe just play the Phoenix, finish off the chaos, and get back like the Porum, for example?
No, Paul's chump blocking with what I believe is the Alphino.
Yeah.
He's casting a Phoenix. There's the ward. What are we grabbing off here? The Furion?
Well, the Phoenix would also kill the chaos, though, right?
The important thing to note now is I think Paul blocked incorrectly there. I would have kept that ward up because that's a kill.
Well, no, I think the chaos is dying here. He's just cast Phoenix, and if he's dealt to the 7k, I'm not sure why it's not dead.
I'm assuming it dies.
I think you might have to go.
I'm just going to ask him how that. I'm just going to ask how that sequence went.
Because I'm pretty sure the Arciella used its effect on the chaos. Now, because we're sat in a random room that we're not usually in, guys, there's going to be a little bit of delay between Kitty getting to the table and obviously double checking that. But we will try and keep it all weekend. So, because it's the Phoenix, it does a 2K spread to all forwards. So. Looks like. So maybe it didn't look like he could do it the way he thought. And he's maybe potentially targeted the Estola. But we'll see what Kitty says when he gets back.
So that's something we're going to have to get used to. They were doing something completely different.
Oh, okay. So what was it that they did completely different, Kitty?
So the Arciela Ping was on the 7K Scion.
Wow, okay.
Because he went for the Chaos and he didn't think he could kill it. Unknowingly, he actually could have killed it with the Phoenix Ping. I didn't mention that because it had happened, but that was how it happened.
Hello, guys.
All right.
Hi there. We have
This is where the magic happens.
yeah,
We got some
special
guests in the
guests.
booth.
Fab and Gareth, after setting up all this good loveliness for us.
How are you guys finding it so far?
Good. Dark's fixed the
Yeah.
camera show.
Yeah, it seems to be holding steady at the moment. So
Fantastic.
good. Great image on the camera too.
Cool.
So yeah. Still a little bit of glare at sort of the mid table though, but especially.
I brought some soft lights, so
Mhm.
hopefully I can counteract that a bit.
Oh, that's excellent. Everything's ship shape. Everything's running smoothly.
Yeah, until tomorrow.
Of course, that's how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll
So
get it
what's
finished in the
happening
background,
here? He's
and
getting a demon back.
Yeah, let us know once this round's finished because you got some images to upload for
Sure.
the background for tomorrow.
Yep, no
Sounds
problem.
Cheers.
All right then. So, so we got a demon back. You said right.
Yep, demons in hand. And I think there's a Mog also there.
The thing is, what's demon gonna do here? We're facing down a 9K Shadow Lord. Obviously, you could probably go after the Chaos again, but at this point, you kind of want to leave it on the field, right? You don't want to let him play another one, and potentially lose that the Parham there. So.
Yep. So the Shadow Lord was staring down a Chaos, and we're staring down. I think the Alisei still sticking around after all this time. We're getting a ward back from the Lena S. I feel.
Yeah. We've got to shoot probably the Scion, right?
Do you know what? It feels an absolute shame that have to go for a ward and not an Arciela, which could really potentially get you going. Do you know what? I've really had a bit of a love-hate relationship with Arciela because in theory the card reads nuts.
Yeah.
But in practice, getting those conditions set up while you're under pressure from your opponent is a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, and that's it. And it does, need the maintaining of a decent sized hand. And obviously, we saw at Walters quite a prevalence for potential mono ice this weekend. So it could be difficult to make that Arciela be any sort of valuable.
Yep.
So
it is unreliable. It's a high ceiling, but the floor is a lot lower than you would think it is.
yeah, and I know our resident People's Champ Jenny. She played the hell out of it when she was playing her original Firewater Twins deck. And she said herself, I think it did kind of feel like it fell off a bit,
Don't get me wrong, the card is absolutely beautiful, and it's still a good card. I'm not saying it's bad at all. It's just it feels like it should be so much better than it in reality is. In the meantime, dual Ishtola's on the board.
Yeah, I don't hate this because this is gonna.
Ooh, that man in black would have been nice.
Yeah, that hurts a bit.
Don't think he has a break zone to use summons with, so it's probably not the end of the world, but...
Yeah, we could probably thank the demon for that one,
So Vincent's dealing damage now. Damage 3, Vincent has attack break to shoot an amount, I think it's 7.
I believe you are correct, but let's get it up.
Which is a lot. Like, this card is legit.
Yeah,
For a searchable 2CP backup?
exactly, and that was the change that I think Paul made to this deck going forward was because he originally had the mannequins in there. Now get rid of those mannequins. Yes, your X-Death is not as cheap, but he's playing Neo X-Death instead.
As you can see, there's some rulings going on the table. Someone's come over for a second opinion.
this could be potentially a Porum target, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's the target on the Ishtola.
I think it's fine because the take damage goes on the stack. You target it, wipe its abilities. You're no longer dealing that damage. But I could be wrong.
So you blank the Tola on the Tola activation, and I think I think it takes damage on resolution. I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. But blanking it before you take damage removes the damage effect.
Yeah.
Someone will probably explain it. Speaking of which, since it is a Friday night, obviously we've got a big tournament coming up, and with a big tournament, there's a lot of big rules. So please, if you guys have any ruling questions that you think will be handy to ask, just in case a certain situation might come up, and you might not know yourself, we might not know.
Talking of this, did you see the rulings of our double loss from Sophie?
I did see. I saw the thread.
So, just obviously for a bit of background, this wasn't in response to our game or anything, but it did happen on our stream last night. No cards in deck. Sophie deals the 7 points of damage and obviously can't draw a card. Double loss. But now the ruling is that yes, there's a double loss, but you've got to try and fit in a game within your remaining time to see who decides the winner. That is nuts. I don't think.
How on earth is that going to work?
You rack up telejudge going, we have to go again, double loss. I don't think it'll be
We
too
go
relevant,
again.
but yeah, it can happen.
So if you want a little bit further clarification on that, or you have ruling questions of your own, feel free to drop them in the chat. We have all the people around here. We can certainly ask the question for you.
Yeah, exactly that. Obviously we've got our team of judges for the weekend, so they'll be more than happy to fill us in, and we can maybe get them on stream if we go. But in the meantime, Duff playing.
He got
his left,
Ixions.
and then he did get Ixions, which is one of Paul's favourite cards at the moment.
Oh, Leonora, that's good. Does he have any left? I've seen a lot of Palams. Alright, so he's got a Porum, and he's got a Palam. He's going for the Palam. I think at this point, Palam will do more work in that it kills things.
Yeah, I still think it might be a little too late, though, because you need to get to those 3 counters, and I don't think we can very easily when we're potentially staring down lethal.
Could just be that he also needs the fire CP.
Also that.
So there's a Yuzuki, there's a Chuchulain, there's still a demon in there. The demon's still kicking about.
Is that also a Firion at the end of his hand there, which also could be quite useful?
Do you know what Duffman needs to do? He needs to get McAvoy to 5.
What? Enlighten us.
What is Shadow Lord's damage 5 effect?
It becomes a dark.
It does, there's 2 darks on board.
Oh yeah, that could do the job. But it looks like we're going to do it the other way by removing all of the stuff in the break zone with another demon.
The demon. I love Demon. I think Demon was definitely my favourite card. Ooh, and the Arc Slam.
This is gross. So we're losing the other twin.
Ooh.
To be honest, I would be kind of inclined there to just... I know you're discarding 2 anyway, but maybe...
He's got another Arc in hand.
He's got
another Arc in hand.
He's disgusting.
Cast it. There it
There
is. Scoop.
Oh, that is brutal. Duff doing everything he can there, but sadly just not enough. Chaos Act looks to be mean this weekend.
Well, 4-color is a very popular pick of the litter at the minute, and this matchup showed that you don't need to be playing against it for Arc to still do its thing. Chaos is very, very good. Arc takes it to another level.
Exactly that. Now, guys, we're going to do a beer back. Not sure if the stream might end, but we'll obviously try and kick it back in because a few updates needed for the weekend and some image files. So we'll do a beer back as quickly as we can.
See you in a bit.